Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to our channel, Football with KAD. My name's Kiefer. I'm the K. We got Dario as the D, and then Anthony as the A. We just came to we decided to start a YouTube channel, basically to just give everybody our thoughts on the off season, thoughts on games throughout the season, and then we just our overall perspective of things, just throughout the off season and throughout the football season, and just to give overall perspectives. A little bit about me. I'm a diehard Kansas City Chiefs fan. I've been a Chiefs fan for 20 years. So I'm not one of these new Chief fans. And the boys right here, they can attest for me on that one. First jersey I ever owned was a Priest Holmes jersey. So I'm not a casual fan. Like I said, diehard Chiefs fan. All right, boys, Anthony, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
How you guys doing, man? I'm Anthony. As you can see, diehard Bears fan. Bear down. Just another fan that loves the game of football, and I love talking football. And best way to do that is with two of your closest friends. So I'm ready to talk.
Dario. Buddy.
I think you guys cut out on me. It froze up. But anyways, welcome. You know what it is. Look, there it is right there. Yep. Let me turn the patch to the side. I've always been a Bucks fan, since the here. Just to prove it. Look at this. Can't say I'm not a fan. Say I'm not a fan. All right. Been a fan for a while. Just here with the boys. Want to talk about football, Let's get this video going.
All right, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We will be dropping videos throughout the off season, and as we finish up with the Super Bowl here in a couple weeks. Our plan is just to give you guys, like I said earlier, our overall perspective of the things that are happening in the NFL, even not during the football season. So that's our goal here, to give everybody our perspectives. These are our own perspectives. Nobody else is influencing this perspective. So hit that subscribe button if you guys are interested, and drop some comments. Let us know what you guys think of the channel. If you guys have any questions for us as well, we'll be more than happy to comment back and create conversation. Boys, we got a lot to talk about. We're gonna start off with the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll start there, and the Cincinnati Bengals from yesterday. Just want to hear some of your guys' thoughts and perspectives. What happened, and we can go from there.
Well, like I said, I was working a little bit during this game, so I was only able to see parts of it. But during the first quarter, from what I've seen, Kansas City Chiefs defense was holding it down. Defenders were locking it down and everything. Everything was going good. It looked good. Next thing you know, I was looking at the second half or the first half, and I was like, dang, 21-3. They got this in the bag. It's game over, And then next thing you know, we're in halftime, and next thing you know, second half comes, and like, where'd the Chiefs momentum go? They didn't even score. They scored a field goal, but it was horrible. Like, there was no momentum, nothing was going on. Mahomes was trying to be a hero. Then we go into overtime, and he throws that deep ball for what? They're gonna play two. They're double covering Hill. I know Hill's had some lucky catches, and gone up there and gotten them, but like that just wasn't a play for him to risk. And I still don't think the Bengals are all that.
Anthony, you want to chime in on that?
Yeah. Tale of two halves. First half can do no wrong. Last play was a little questionable. You leave three on the field. Yes, you be aggressive. You go for a touchdown. I like the aggressiveness, but in that situation, I think I go for 3. In the second half, the Kansas City Chiefs, I feel like they just kind of just out of sync, and it's not something you see as normal. Patrick Mahomes looked very hesitant in the pocket. I felt like he could have used his legs in the second half to gain yards, maybe first downs. And I mean, at the offensive line, you can't allow 4 sacks in the second half. Mahomes, you can't throw 2 interceptions. The Bengals on defense, it seemed like they went to that too high safety look, and they kind of clamped down in the middle of the field, and they kind of took it away from the Chiefs because first half, that's where they were making their money, the middle of the field, and getting Tyreek Hill the ball and Travis Kelce the ball. And kudos to the Bengals. I mean, they did their job. They were able to stop them. But to me, I thought there was no excuse. I feel like the Chiefs should have won that game. They were the most talented team out of the two. And they kind of underperformed in the second half, but it was just, I don't know. It wasn't Chiefs football, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So I want to start it off. I know I'm a Chiefs fan. I want to start this off by giving the Bengals credit. To only allow the Chiefs to score 3 points in a half, compared to the 21 that was scored in the first half. They deserve a lot of credit. So I just want to make sure I'm not showing any bias. Obviously, I'm a diehard Chiefs fan, but I just want to make sure that I'm not showing any bias towards the Bengals.
It was one of the biggest comebacks in the league too, right?
Second.
Yeah, 18 points. Yeah, it was one of the biggest ones. But I'm a Chiefs fan, so you're gonna get my perspective on how things happen. Like Anthony said, it was a tale of 2 halves. Obviously, you had the Chiefs scoring 21 points. They left 3 points on the field, like Anthony said. And then in the second half, I don't know what happened. I know that the Bengals made adjustments. In the first half, they were playing mainly zone, and Patrick Mahomes was picking them apart. In the second half, they went to a lot of man coverage. So, yeah, the Bengals made the adjustments, but the Chiefs didn't. They're still trying to force Hill the ball in double coverage in overtime, like Dario said. There's no need for it. At that point, you take what they can give you, and then you punt it. In the first half, Mahomes was rolling. I think he was, 14 of 18, 13 of 18, something like that, for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. He wasn't sacked. It looked like he was having fun. And you know what really drove me nuts is not getting any points right before halftime. Yes, I think I told the guys that too. That I wanted the points. At the time, I wasn't really upset because I knew we got the ball to start the half, but the fact that we weren't able to put any points on the board to close out the half, that was tough. But maybe I was thinking, okay, we're gonna get the ball. We should go down and score to start the half. We went 3 and out, punted the ball. It's something happened. So Mahomes lost his confidence or something. There's no reason he should have even thrown Tyreek Hill the ball. If you're gonna go for it with 5 seconds left on the clock, in a half, throw it to the end zone. Why? The pass was actually a lateral. He threw it behind the line of scrimmage, and Tyreek Hill, should he have caught it? Should he have not? I mean, he's the fastest player in the NFL. He could have got there, but it is what it is. At that point, it just Mahomes' confidence went MIA, and everything in the second half was just terrible. The Chiefs got away from running the ball. McKinnon was averaging like 6 to 7 yards a carry. I just don't if the defense is gonna play 8 in coverage, you want to run the ball on every play. The Bengals weren't doing anything different on the defensive line. Run the ball. I know we want to keep the ball in Mahomes' hands. Obviously, in my opinion, no offense to anybody else, but he is the best quarterback in the NFL. The second half, he didn't play like that. You know, his QBR, I think, is like 98.1 or something like that. And then it was a 1 point something in the second half. And it's crazy to think I never thought I'd see Mahomes like struggle that bad and do so good in one half and then do so bad in another half. But like I said, we got to give credit to the Bengals. They won the game for a reason, went down in overtime with ease. You know, nobody looked interested in playing after in overtime. You know, on the interception, Kelsey was open on the left hand in front of Tyreek. So Tyreek ran the deep route. Kelsey was open underneath on a crossing route, and it would have been a first down if Mahomes puts the ball in the right spot. He had 3 yard separation. Just throw it to Kelsey. I don't understand what the force was. I think they ran the same route that they ran that Tyreek got that big catch in the first half. They just flipped the field. I don't know. I don't think that. I think like Dario said that Patrick Mahomes is trying to play hero ball for whatever reason. I mean, you're up 21-10. You know, they were winning a lot of the first half. 21-3 was the score, and then, like I said, the sacks. You know, Mahomes threw for 55 yards in the second half. It just, I don't understand his logic on the last 2 plays before we should have won the game. With after the 2-minute warning, they ran the ball 1 time, 1st and goal from the 5, couldn't score. It just, he tries to play hero ball. There's no need for it. Obviously, he's my quarterback, so we go as he goes. But it just wasn't what I thought it should have been. The play calling was not good. It should have been a lot better. Should have been more points on the board. You can't put any of the blame on the defense. I put 90% of the blame on Mahomes, and then the rest of the 10% on the coaching staff. You just expect the job to be done. You go up 21-3, you expect to win the game. And you know, I told my wife I was breathing good when it was 21-3, and then I wasn't a happy capper at about 3 o'clock our time. But that's neither here or there. You guys got anything else you guys want to say about this game?
I think if the Chiefs would have ran the ball more, they would have controlled the clock a lot more.
Right.
And would have helped them actually secure the win. That was one big thing. I mean, because McKinnon averaged at least 5 yards a carry?
Yeah, he was averaging like 6 to 7. He was taking defenders with him too. You know, he'd get 3 yards at run into people, and then he'd carry for the next 4 yards. He'd carry a defender on his back or around his ankles. He's going up there.
Yep, and you guys would have been able to control the clock that way, and I think you guys would have secured the win a lot more that way.
Yeah, I also think that if Mahomes switched half, so say he played like crap in the first half, and then in the second half he, you know, played the way he played in the first half, I think the Chiefs win the game. The defense. Go ahead. The defense kept us in the game. You know, I'm on Twitter and I see people complaining about our defense. Like, you give up 24 points or 27 with the overtime, but you give up 24 points and you were winning 21-3 at one point. You expect the offense to get more points than 3.5. Yeah, you know what I mean?
They got the 3 points win in like the fourth quarter. Like,
yeah, they didn't score in the third. I don't even think they got 100 yards in the second half. You know, I mean, the way they played is just horrendous. This is probably the worst collapse I've seen from like I said, I've been a Chiefs fan for 20 years. I've been through Brody Croyle, I've been through Brady Quinn. I've been through these quarterbacks, so I know what the heartache felt like. Going 2-14, and then Andy Reid gets hired and things turn around. But I think the expectations were so high that when you lose in the fashion that we lost in, that you kind of take things into perspective, and you realize you have it good because you have Patrick Mahomes, but at the same time, like you just beat the Bills in overtime last week in a thriller, and then you're playing a young up and coming Bengals team that you should have beaten, right? You were up 21-3. I mean, how many more realistic shots are you going to get an easier, quote unquote, easier, because there are other up and coming quarterbacks in the AFC. They're going to come for your spot. So now it just makes it tougher. And you could have been like, obviously last year, offensive line issues, but in the Super Bowl against the Bucks, and we'll give this guy some credit over here. But you're taking these as what's the word? I don't want to say. You're taking this for granted. This is a perfect opportunity to go win a Super Bowl, but you squander it by play calling and efficiency in the second half of a football game. I woke up pissed today.
I don't doubt it at all.
All right.
I would like to, let me add something to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So y'all talking about, everyone's complaining about the defense. Well, a lot of people don't understand those 3 and outs y'all were getting were quick.
Yeah.
So that defense was back on the field in no time.
Right.
And it's not, you don't sub in and out your defense as much as you do on offense. Especially the big guys in the trenches and on the D line. You only have about 5, maybe 6 that you actually play on the D line, maybe 7, 8, but it's hard, man. You want your stars out there on that 3rd and down. So you got Melvin Ingram and Chris Jones. They playing 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down,
right?
Because you need that star power out there. So that is my little tidbit to that.
And to touch on that, how many times did Burrow's legs, help him? He got out of 2 of Chris Jones' sacks. And speaking of Chris Jones, I love him, right? I'm so happy he's still a Chief, but he has 0 sacks in 11 playoff games.
Yeah.
As the second best defensive tackle in the league, 0 sacks in 11 playoff games.
See, I kind of want to touch on that, because I feel like when he goes to grab him, he's afraid to hit him because he doesn't want to get that penalty. Because some of the grabs when he did go for him, he was high. So at the same time, you got to think, was he actually thinking hey, if I hit this guy high, am I going to catch that penalty?
Yeah.
That's an automatic 1st down for the Bengals.
Right. I think at the same time, though, you have to take things into consideration. Like you were saying, he doesn't want to get the penalty, the roughing the passer penalty. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. You did what you were supposed to do. I would much rather you get that penalty based off a judgment call from a referee compared to missing on the tackle, missing on the sack.
Yeah, because if he did get him, because then it's a game changer, because then it's you're in his head now.
Yeah.
I can get to you.
Right.
You can't get from me. I can get to you.
Yeah. And like I was saying, Burrow had, a lot of broken plays that, the sack that he ducked out of somehow, whatever. He had Jamar Chase on a just a comeback route. But the secondary thought he got sacked, so they kind of gave up on it. And I understand you got to play through the whistle, but they just kind of gave up on it, and they let Jamar Chase gain 20, 25 yards. And the way the Chiefs secondary was tackling Rashad Fenton, I hope he is not in a Chiefs uniform next year. He doesn't tackle. He holds him up. He claps when he gets he claps when he gets pass interference calls. Jamar Chase's fade route if he just turns around, they ran 2 straight fade routes to Jamar Chase. The first one, he threw it towards the pylon. If Fenton just turned around, that's an interception. But he's face guarding. Like, this is not college, man. He clapping on pass interferences. Like, he did the same thing against Jamar Chase, I think, last in week 17 when we lost to them. He's getting these PIs and he's clapping like no, bro. Like, what are you doing? I know we're just, fans when we're saying this, playing in the league is harder than we could imagine, but he's holding up receivers and not tackling them. He held Jamar Chase from behind on his touchdown. He held T. Higgins on a slant route. He just holding him. Like, tackle him. Like, what are we doing? Why are we not going to the ground? It's just frustrating. So I hope there's 3 keys to the Chiefs off season, and we'll go over this in future videos. But number 1 is to re-sign Tyrann Mathieu. He's the heart and soul of that defense. I don't understand why he gets any hate from any Chiefs fans. I think you guys are crazy. Number 2, you need a number 2 wide receiver. Mecole Hardman is going to be a great number 3 receiver, but Demarcus Robinson should not be a starter. Demarcus Robinson should have not gotten the 2 balls to start overtime thrown to him. Yeah, 2 of them. He needs to be gone. So you need to find another number 2 receiver that has strong hands, can run. I like Allen Robinson or Juju Smith-Schuster to fill that role. And then in the 1st through 3rd, defensive line help. There's no reason we shouldn't have, you have one of the best defensive tackles in the league, and we're not producing sacks. So, that's one way you can get better. So moving forward, that's what I hope the Chiefs address. But, obviously I have no control over that. So whatever they want to do, they're going to do. Moving on. What do you guys think of let me get you guys' thoughts and perspectives on the Rams game. This time we'll start with Dario.
I think we started with me last time, man. I think it's Anthony's turn.
Oh, okay, Anthony. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. Don't leave our boy out like that.
Well, first off, good to see Matt Stafford win. But I felt like the Niners could have won that game. They were up 17-7 going into the 4th quarter, and I just felt like the Rams woke up. They woke up and it was now or never for them. And the play calling from Sean McVay was a lot more aggressive. And I think that's probably one of the biggest reasons they won the game. But I want to talk about that Rams defense, because in the crucial moments, probably the best defensive player we've probably going to see ever in Aaron Donald disrupted that game in the key moments of that game. And
all right, now, hey, let me interrupt you. The old heads are going to come for you. They're going to say, what's the dude who played for the Giants name?
Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor, greatest.
I'm trying.
Greatest. Well, go ahead, man.
That was back then. We're talking about now.
If we're talking about now, it's Aaron Donald. Anyway, in the biggest moment of that game, he showed up. He was being held pretty much the entire game in check. The San Francisco 49ers offensive line did a pretty good job on him, but when it mattered most, he showed up. And he forced Jimmy G to throw an interception. And that's what you want from your star players. Offensively, I think Matthew Stafford was Matthew Stafford. Like, I know he gets a lot of hate, from the Detroit days, but the guy's a baller. He's a top 10 quarterback, and he showed it this entire playoff series. For the Niners, missed opportunities. They had an interception drop that could have sealed the game. Probably could have sealed the game because if you think about it, with 9 minutes to go, there were no timeouts left for the Rams.
Yeah.
So that you get that interception, you at the 50, 45 yard line with the ball, you can do what your offense is meant to do: run the ball and kill the clock.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I mean, crucial drop, miss opportunity for the Niners, but overall, the most talented team won with the Los Angeles Rams. So.
Yeah, I think I have to echo you on that. I think the most talented team won. Going into the weekend, I picked the Chiefs to win, and I also picked the Rams to win. I think I was close on the Rams. I think I said by 3. I might have said by 4, but I knew the game was going to be close, just because the way the 49ers have played the Rams previously. Like everybody knows that stat, the Rams hadn't beaten the 49ers. I think they were like 6-0, I think. So that's a big one. I think that the 49ers got away from their game plan. I know the Rams try to make the 49ers one-dimensional, but the 49ers really got away from their game plan. You know, they ran the ball 20 times. Jimmy Garoppolo threw the ball 30 times. That should have been the complete opposite. You should have ran the ball 30 plus times and give Garoppolo 15, 20 throws a game. If you watch the last drive, the Rams were already up 20-17. If you go back and watch Jimmy Garoppolo's legs in the pocket, he looks like a scared duckling. He looks like he doesn't know what's going on. His feet are shaking. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him, you know, to go down there and win the game. But it's something that as a quarterback, you should be able to do. You shouldn't have fear of going down and winning the game. Garoppolo, in my opinion, is maybe top 25 quarterback in the NFL. If you go back to,
He said, is he right at 25?
Yeah, he's in that 25-ish range. Derek Carr's in there. Sorry, Raider fans. But no, you go back to the Packers game and he throws for 130 yards as a starting quarterback. I know it's snowing and stuff, but as a starting quarterback, that's just unacceptable. You know, so like I said, or like Anthony was saying, the Rams played a hell of a game. They dominated. Their defensive line dominated. I mean, you have Von Miller, you have Aaron Donald, you have Ashawn Robert. You have these players, you know, that get after the ball, you know, and they made the 49ers one-dimensional. I mean, the 49ers were already one-dimensional as it is. I mean, Deebo Samuel is their only dimension on that entire team on offense. I gotta give the 49ers defense some credit too. You know, they gave up 7 points for a majority of the game. And we can go back to, you know, what I said about the Chiefs defense. You give up that amount of points, you expect to win the game. You expect your offense, you know, as the Rams offense, you know, Odell Beckham, you know, Cam Akers, Matthew Stafford, Von Jefferson, Cooper Kupp. You expect that offense to flow, and especially with Sean McVay as the head coach. So I think I saw the stat where like Sean McVay is he hadn't won a game by trailing if he had trailed for more than 10 points or something like that. I think I saw a stat about that. Don't quote me on that, but I think I did. So like I said, you expect to win these games, and you know, more power to the Rams. They got it done. Let's hear your thoughts, buddy.
Well, you know, we lost to the Rams, and it hurts. That's the one team I did not want to play in the playoffs. I said that, you know, since the beginning of the season. That's the one team I did not want to face.
Yeah.
And we ended up facing them. But like right now, I'm looking at stats, you know, like to be honest, Rams should have never even fell behind against the San Francisco. Like, I mean, San Francisco only had 50 yards rushing total. Then they only had 232 yards in the air. I mean, like their only weapon really is Deebo Samuel, because George Kittle, I mean, I don't know why he doesn't want to throw him the ball or get him the ball more. Like you would think he would get Jimmy G would get him the ball more.
Yeah. Hey, let
Sorry
me
for
say
the
this.
Niners fan.
Let me say this.
Oh, here we go. Here we
I
go.
never, ever want to hear anybody compare Travis Kelce to George Kittle. Travis Kelce, arguably the greatest tight end ever. Don't give me no George Kittle talk with 2 catches for 22 yards? You looking at it?
And 1 touchdown.
And 1 touchdown. Do not come
27.
here with 27. I'm sorry, 5 yards short, but do not come here with that. Go ahead.
Yeah. But like why not get that weapon? Like you're saying, supposedly he's supposed to be better and everything like that. Why not involve him more?
Right.
They relied on Deebo Samuel to do everything. And I understand that, man, he can run the ball, catch the ball and everything like that. But after a while, that's a lot of wear and tear too.
Yeah.
It's gonna get tired. You're gonna have to figure out another game plan. And then Rams are already planning for it. I mean, look at Rams defense. All right, Rams defense. Let's see. You got Jalen Rams. You got Von Miller, Aaron Donald. And then tell me why this man comes out of retirement. Eric Whittle comes out of retirement and he leads the team in tackles right now for that game.
Yeah.
What were you doing on your retirement? Were you not
Practice.
relaxing, chilling? You're supposed to be retired.
Yeah.
This man came
He's
out
like
here and
37 too.
outshined everybody.
Yeah, he is.
He came out there and he was a baller. And then look at the offense. Cooper Kupp, 142 yards. Odell Beckham, 113 yards. Baker Mayfield, obviously you're the issue. Browns, I don't know what y'all were doing. Odell was not the issue. Man, and then Detroit. I know y'all crying right now. That proof was not the issue.
Yeah.
Man, that offense is ridiculous. Their run game, they need another running back. They don't got a run game. Their passing game, though, for the Rams is great. But that defense for San Francisco, they weren't stopping those guys. Rams found a way to turn it around, and they did, and they came out on top.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all I got to say.
Anthony, you got anything you want to say, Anthony?
No.
No, you're good.
I'm good.
He's just a Bears fan hoping Odell or somebody comes to Chicago.
I don't think Odell leaving. He's getting the ball way too much right now.
I'm low-key hoping he comes to Kansas City for some reason. Hey, here we go. All right, guys. Thanks again for joining us. Football with KAD. Like I said earlier, we're just gonna go throughout the off season, drop maybe 1 to 2 videos a week. We haven't really decided on that. And then next video, talk about some head coaches and stuff like that, and give our perspective on that. And then make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, post some comments. We'll get back to you with our thoughts and perspectives on that. And Anthony, go ahead and close us out. I know you want to say something.
All right. So a little bit about me. I'm a veteran. So if you know a veteran or you are a veteran, if you have suicidal thoughts, PTSD, anything of that nature, please get help or seek help. There's veteran hotlines and crisis lines that you can use, or you can just use the simple battle buddy system. Call a friend. Please don't be afraid to call someone. Okay, if you know a veteran and you see him struggling, talk to him, help him out. That's all I got.
Yeah, just to touch on that. Yeah, just to touch on that too. I served with Anthony and everything like that. So we've seen some people go. It sucks, but honestly, hit that crisis line. You don't even have to call it. I think you can text it now, just to talk to somebody. So if you want to just text, because I know a lot of people just text now, you could just text them. You need to talk to somebody, family, friends, somebody. Just reach out. Don't be afraid, man. That someone's there to talk to you. There's always going to be somebody.
All right, guys, that's a wrap on today's video. Like I said earlier, go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button, and comment. Tell us what you think.
Haters are welcome. Haters are welcome.
Haters are welcome. All right, guys. Thanks.
All right, thank you.